to beat. He cuts back inside. He's going to attempt for a touchdown.
Yes, on the board.
Got it. And that is a touchdown, Rowlett. Back, he's headed towards the end zone. Touchdown.
From Williams Stadium in Garland, Texas, a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Garland ISD football here on GRS TV. I'm Scott Powell along with Bobby George, and we're so glad you're with us tonight as we're going to bring you the Sachse Mustangs, newly crowned in the top 10 in the state. They are ranked number 10 in the state of Texas in Class 6A. They're also third in the area, and they're off to a fast 2-0 start. Tonight, they'll take on the Mesquite Skeeters. And, Bobby, good to have you back for another year, as Bobby George will be here every Thursday night to join me. And what a good opener we have, a chance to look at these Sachse Mustangs.
Yeah, nice to be here again. And I tell you what, Jalen Maiden, that is the story that we can all talk about this year. He's been a fearless leader on this Sachse Mustang team. And in his senior year, now he is just lighting it up already. He's thrown 32 passes, 22 completions. That's almost a 70% rate of completion, and almost 354 yards and 5 touchdowns. But the big stat here is there's no interceptions on the year for Jalen Maiden. I tell you, he's just been doing a wonderful job, and we'll get to see him on the opening drive right off the bat. You know, and he's also got his veteran running back, Christian Cole. And, you know, he's put up 4 touchdowns himself, averaging about 7 yards per carry. And so we're going to see a high-powered offense tonight against a pretty good defensive team here in Mesquite.
Mesquite won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so Sachse will take the football, go left to right as you look on. Mesquite in the charcoal gray uniforms with maroon trim, maroon numbers, maroon helmets. Sachse with the Oklahoma State orange jerseys, blue helmets, the Mustang on the helmets, and the navy blue pants. And here is the opening kickoff right around the goal line. It is returned, gets a good block up the near sideline, and out toward the midfield mark is Miles Nash. He'll be stopped about the 45-yard line. You just saw the blocking develop from the get-go. Nice kickoff return down this near sideline.
Yeah, great job by the special teams right there. Look at that, Nash getting it on the 1-yard line and just taking it straight up the right-hand side, getting great blocks. Boy, just clearing it out for him. Just a great way to start right there.
Sachse with victories over Byron Nelson 48-6, Plano West 48-0. Folks, they've outscored their first 2 opponents 94-6. And you heard Bobby talk about Jalen Maiden, the star quarterback, the left-hander, waits in shotgun formation with 5 receivers and no running backs in the backfield. He looks to throw, got plenty of time. And now it closes down. He's hit from behind and sacked for a loss back to the 39-yard line.
Yeah.
Had plenty of time initially.
Yeah, he had a lot of time, but he has to get rid of that ball. And I think he was looking for Nash going straight down the sideline, and Nash just never turned around. I think he was just waiting to find that gap out there, but Nash never turned around, so it made Maiden have to pull that down just a little bit short time there, and gets the sack.
Linebacker Chris Henry made the tackle after breaking loose after the good blocking initially. Maiden will throw again far down the far sideline, incomplete, a little bit short of the intended receiver, Drew Jackson, but pretty good coverage on these first 2 plays from that Skeeter secondary.
Yeah, that was pretty good coverage right there down the sideline again. This time Maiden's throwing to the wide side of the field all the way over there. That's a deep throw, probably about 40 yards in the air.
So 3rd and long on the first possession for the Mustangs, 3rd and 16. Maiden again to throw, steps up, plenty of time. Now here comes the rush. He gets it off, incomplete. Again, plenty of time to throw, and the Mesquite Skeeters are covering the Mustangs in that secondary. Maiden just threw that one incomplete to the feet of the intended receiver.
Yeah, it looks to me he has plenty of time. He even rolls out to the right to buy even a little bit more time, but everybody's covered up. The Mesquite Skeeters defensive backs are doing a great job thus far.
So Christian Cole, the top running back for the Mustangs has not seen the ball yet. He's averaging 170 a game, 21 carries a game, and he has yet to touch the football. 7.9 a carry, so we'll see more of him as this game goes on. Here's a pretty good punt. Dropped at the 25. Loose. Does Sachse have it? The ball is still loose. The scrum is on at the Mesquite 21-yard line. Who's got it? Orange says we got it.
Wow, what a great job right there. As the ball goes down to the ground, you can see the Sachse Mustang just slip his hand in there and knock it back out of the receiver's hand, and it puts it back on the ground, and then the scrum is on.
Justin Bennett with the recovery, so a break here for the Mustangs. They get a fresh set of downs at the Mesquite 21-yard line after going 1-2-3 punt on their first possession.
Yeah, Bennett, 5'11", 185-pound linebacker, senior. He's paid his dues, and boy, did that pay off there.
So here come the Mustangs. 2 receivers each way. Cole is the lone running back to the right of Maiden in shotgun. Man in motion and a handoff. Cole, big hole up the middle. He is going to score a Sachse touchdown on the 21-yard scamper. Huge hole right up the middle of the field.
Boy, I tell you, Miles McAdory, 6'5", 270-pound offensive lineman. You watch him just bury some people right there. Opens that running lane that I could even get through crawling around out there.
I think we both could have gotten through it at the same time, Bobby.
Man, just an awesome, awesome job right there by that offensive line.
Extra point to come to make it 7-0. Chase Cromer, the holder, and the kicker, number 89, gets it up and good. And that Sachse kicker, who we're going to see a lot of tonight based on how they play, Peyton Reyes. He's kicked a lot of extra points the first couple of weeks, and he kicks the 7th point here for the Mustangs. Timeout on the field. 10:46 first quarter. Sachse strikes early. They lead Mesquite 7-0 on GRS TV.
Sachse on the lead, 7 points right off the bat. Comes with a huge turnover on the punt return. Gets them down to the 21-yard line, and then next play, they just open a hole up that, you know, a car could get through, and touchdown right off the bat. So nice job right there by Sachse, taking advantage of that turnover.
And the Mustangs will kick it off. Reyes to do the kicking, 2 men deep at the 5-yard line for the Skeeters, and Reyes with a short kick. It's going to be caught at the Mesquite 22, and breaking a tackle on the return up the sideline, but finally pushed out. Outside of the 30-yard line is Hartfield, Kadarius Hartfield. Mesquite offensively has struggled so far this year, averaging 34 points, but 330 yards of total offense. Their problems have been on defense. They've had to try and outscore people this year, losing to Lake Highlands 43-19. Beat Garland last week 49-13. So that's how they're 1-1 on the year.
Yeah, now on the Sachse side, their defense has been stout this year. They've only given up 3 points, and it's just been, they've been just so good. And so we're going to see how they're going to be able to do that against the Mesquite Skeeters here.
First and 10 at the 32. A handoff over right guard for a short gain to the 35. That was their leading running back, Jackson, on the carry.
And on the play for the defense, number 10,
Cantrell Ray Jackson, who comes into this one tonight with an average of 98 a game, 196 yards, and 7.8 a carry and 2 touchdowns on the year. And he is the lone back to the left of the quarterback, Jonathan Garza. The lefty looks to throw. rolls out, fires off the hands, and picked off by a Mustang at the 42-yard line. Went through the hands of the intended receiver, Elise Butler, and another turnover in favor of Sachse.
Wow, the ball hit the receiver right in the hand. It was really a good throw, but it tips right out, and then Isaiah Humphreys is just able to react so quick, catch the ball, get his feet down in bounds, and get the Sachse's second turnover of the game.
Isaiah Humphreys led the Mustangs in interceptions last year with 5, and he's a commit to Penn State for next year. So this is a highly recruited young man in that Sachse secondary. He's been starting for 2-3 years for the Mustangs.
He's always in the right spot at the right time.
1st and 10 at the 42 of Mesquite. Sachse leading 7-0 and looking for more. Quick short pass is caught by Jackson. He'll be down to about the 31. That's just enough for the first down, a gain of 11 as Drew Jackson was left wide open here toward the near sideline.
Yeah, just a nice job. They got the defense scared that they're going to run that ball again. It sucked all the linebackers in. Drew Jackson just snuck right behind the linebackers wide open.
On 1st and 10, quick out pass, another broken tackle. This one is Cameron Cromer. He's finally down just a little bit short of the first down at the 22. He needed the 21, but Sachse, as usual, just battering the defense with the quick passes.
Yeah, Cameron Cromer just takes about a 5-yard out pattern, and it's just a real quick throw. He gets it, tosses it out there. And, of course, the safety is having to come down and cover that slot receiver and just can't get out there on time.
Jalen Maiden, the quarterback, hands it off to, that's Christian Cole, who struggles across the 20 but has enough for the first down. He only needed a yard. He got 3 and a fresh set of downs for the Sachse Mustangs at the 18.
Yeah, they got him at 6 foot, 200 pounds. And I tell you what, when he gets the ball, he's real quick on his feet. And he can find that hole quickly, and then he's big and strong. He can power his way for that yard.
Got great body lean. On the next one, though, Maiden is blitzed and tackled immediately in the shotgun formation. That looked like an all-out blitz there by the Skeeters. And making the stop was Elise Butler for a loss of 5 back to the 23. And really, when you look at it, Mesquite's going to have to do a lot of gambling on defense to interrupt this offense. When Sachse gets on a roll, they get in such a flow offensively.
Yeah, I tell you, especially when they get that running game going, they'll start pulling those guards and tackles from one direction to the other, and here it comes, exactly what I say, and then you just can't stop it.
Cole threw a hole over right guard, gets some of it back, just barely across the 20-yard line for a gain of 3.5. It's going to be 3rd and about 11 needed. The Mustangs need the 8-yard line of Mesquite. Could be 4-down territory, already leading 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free drive. I mean, they got that interception down here on the 40-yard line, so it's another free drive for them, so they could take it 4 downs.
They're into whatever wind there is. It's very light out of the southeast. Cole again, right guard, stacked up, just a short 1-yard gain to the 18.5. So it's going to be 4th down and 10 Mustangs. What will they do here? It would be about a 36-yard field goal attempt from the right hash if they were to try that. Yeah. Right now it looks like they're going, Bobby.
It might be that they go for it, because even if you get 10 yards, you're going to put them inside the 20-yard line to start their offense.
Here they go on 4th down. Maiden with time to throw. Steps up,
him.
fires middle, caught.
Touchdown.
Inside the 5. Touchdown, Sachse. Nice catch over the middle. Had to reach up to bring it in. Derek Rose.
That's all he does is catch touchdowns right there. Derek Rose.
18 yards from Jalen Maiden.
Touchdown strike. Nice job. And he had a lot of time to throw that ball, and it took a while for Rose to open up into the middle. But, boy, when he finally got position on the safety, the ball was put right on the money.
And the extra point is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0 in favor of Sachse. Timeout on the field, 7:16 left first quarter. It's all Mustangs, 14-0 over Mesquite here on GRS TV. Back-to-back scoring drives for Sachse after recovering a fumbled punt. They went 21 yards in just one play to make it 7-0, and just moments ago, after an interception by Isaiah Humphreys, the Mustangs go 42 yards in 7 plays, 2:47 off the clock, and it is all Sachse 14-0 over Mesquite. This was an entertaining game a year ago, Bobby. 42-31, quite a shootout over in Mesquite. But Sachse now number 10 in the state, number 3 in the area. Mesquite is struggling. They went just 3-7 last year and lost a lot of starters, and their only win so far over Garland. So you would think Sachse's a heavy favorite coming into this one, and they're showing it so far. Of course, a couple of critical Mesquite mistakes have helped the cause.
Yeah, I mean, you got an offense as powerful as Sachse's. You know, they're scoring 48 points a game already, and then you give them the ball two times after a great defensive stance the first time, and then you give it to them again twice. It's going to be a long game if that's going to happen.
A short kickoff return after a short kick by Ladarius Turner. Mesquite, the Skeeters, will set up shop at their own 27-yard line. They've started at their 32 and now 27.
Just a good job right there by Sachse, coming down, staying in their lanes, putting a body on the return man.
And the body on him was Jamison LaHoye with the tackle. And the Skeeters ready to go. Jonathan Garza, the left-handed senior quarterback, waits in shotgun, has 2 backs in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff, fire it near side. Caught, but tackled immediately. Nice open field tackle there by Chris Washington on the receiver, Ladarian Smith, and it'll go for a short gain. But, you know, you miss that tackle, you're going to get closer to a first down.
Yeah, it's just a nice comeback route. Drive your defensive back up the field and then turn right when his hips get turned. But Washington was able to come back there and make a nice tackle for only 5 or 6 yard gain there.
Yeah, 6, 2nd and 4. Handoff and tackled immediately. This is going to be for a loss. Back to the 30-yard line.
Woo,
and
Cedric
shooting
Johnson.
there. Yeah, Cedric Johnson, leading tackler a week ago. Got some mention in the Dallas Morning News for his 11 tackles and 1 sack last week.
Boy, he comes through there. He just reads it so fast. He sees that handoff and just shoots the gap. Gets in the backfield just about the same time the ball carrier touches the ball. Just nice job.
The only tackler in double figures last week for Sachse in that win over Plano West, 48-0. Boy, what has happened to Plano West? Although they ran into a good Sachse team. Garza chased out of the pocket, and he's just going to throw it away. Remember the rule, once you're outside of the pocket, you can throw it into the stands as long as you get it beyond the line of scrimmage, and Garza did all that, the veteran senior.
Well, he was smart. Tyler Lacey was right on his back hip, and he's 6'4", 245 pounds, so his very smart thing to do is get rid of that ball.
Mesquite's going to punt for the second time. The first one went 41 yards, but it was now Mesquite.
I tell you
Mesquite
what,
has not punted tonight. Excuse me, Sachse punted.
Yeah,
I tell you, earlier in the quarter.
57 yards Sachse's total yards already, and about 7 yards total for Mesquite.
Turner, left-footed kicker, had time, gets off a low liner, caught and returnable at the 35. And tripped up. Nice open field tackle there by Carlos Aguilar, a 3-year starter for these Skeeters. And that play had a lot of potential, but Aguilar just interrupted the whole thing. On the return was Shiloh Sanders for Sachse. A 35-yard punt for Mesquite.
Yeah, they'll be starting right there on the 45.
Worst field position of the night so far, Bobby.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
When that's your worst, that's pretty darn good. Maiden again in shotgun. Cole to his right, the lone back. 3 receivers out to the left. We've got a penalty marker that's going to kill this play. First penalty marker we have seen tonight. That's a good sign, Bobby.
Well, yeah, it's very nice. Of course, we're only a few minutes into the first.
Number 62 of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Not much has slowed this Sachse offense so far in 2017. They're averaging 48 points, 277 on the ground, 193 through the air for 465 yards a game and 20 first downs.
No interceptions.
Yeah, which is typical of the Sachse quarterbacks the last 10 years. Maiden rides Cole into the hole and keeps it.
Oh my,
Gets
he's
through
gone.
a couple of defenders. He may go the distance. He has one man to beat at the 20 and is going to be run out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. But Jalen Maiden, with a little bit of a Houdini act, is splitting a couple of defenders way back upfield.
You know, that's what makes this offense so dangerous. You got a guy coming in motion, then you can fake it off to Cole, and then you got the quarterback that can actually run. And I tell you, he makes a great first step move and bounces back out to the outside, and he's off to the races. Now, he runs about a 4.75, 4.8. He's not super fast, but it ain't slow either. And I tell you what, there are many people that can catch him.
Jalen had 2 rushing touchdowns last week and had a good year a year ago, over 400 yards rushing as the starting quarterback. Here's another penalty marker before the play got started. Rodney Allison, the referee.
False start. Number 7 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Allison's crew, Denny Mathis, the umpire, head linesman David Robbs, Bill Dixon, the line judge Derek Atchison is the field judge, back judge Eric Wyatt, Marvin Williams, the side judge. 7 officials, that's new. The teams have the option, even in the playoffs, of having 5 or 7 officials, and all Garland ISD home games will have 7 officials this year, a new UIL rule going into the season. First and goal at the 13. Quick pass on the slant over the middle. Jackson fighting for the end zone. He'll be tackled at the 2. And Sachse will have to run another play trying to reach the end zone. Gain of 10 on that one.
Yeah, nice job. Now he's in the slot receiver right there. And again, you've got either a linebacker having to peel off onto him, or you have the safety, which plays about 8 to 10 yards off of him. So it's a real quick 2 or 3 step drop, turnaround pass, and it's just too hard for a safety to get up there on him.
Maiden hands it to Cole, hitting the backfield, fighting forward. They almost got to the end zone, but stopped at the 1-yard line. Good surge there by the middle of the Skeeter defensive line, forcing a 3rd and goal.
So what do you do here?
Oh, I think I'd roll Maiden out. He had 7 touchdowns rushing last year, already has a couple this year. He loves to run with it.
Well,
I'd roll him out and let him make the decision what to do.
Uh-oh.
Snap. It's a bad snap. Cole's going to have to fall on it back at the 15-yard line. So now.
Oh, boy. See what happened there. I think Maiden went to go get underneath the center, and the center didn't know that, and he shoots it back there like he's in shotgun.
Looks like the Mustangs may go for a field goal here.
Sometimes that happens because you only run your offense out of the shotgun, and so your center is not used to somebody being right up underneath him. And I think Maiden was going to go right up underneath him, take the snap, and just lean in.
Peyton Reyes field goal attempt from 31 yards. It is up and good. So the Mustangs do get 3 out of the possession despite the fumble on 3rd down. We got a timeout on the field. 3:44 left in the opening quarter. Sachse just adds on to their lead, now leading Mesquite 17-0 on GRS TV. Scott Powell, Bobby George back with you at Williams Stadium, where Sachse, number 10 in the state, 3rd in the area, looking to stay undefeated. They're 2-0 coming into this one and off to a fast 17-0 start over Mesquite. You got any interesting numbers on the stat sheet yet there, Bobby?
I tell you what, that was a 55-yard a scoring drive right there. They get all the way down to the 1-yard line, then get a crazy snap, but they still get 3 points out of it. And I don't know if you call that a victory for Mesquite or not, but at least they didn't get the extra 4 points on the board to get 7. But
yeah, that was kind of a 4-point play, forcing the Sachse field goal there.
Yeah, so Sachse just doing what they do best, going down and scoring, and then the this year they've just been so good on defense, and I tell you, it's proven again tonight. They're doing it again. It looks like Mesquite's only got 6 yards total offense since the game has started here.
Yeah, this is going to be just their third possession. They had an interception, then a 1-2-3 punt. Pretty good return by Devin Davis will give the Skeeters the ball 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. 3:39 left in our opening quarter. Don't forget about the Sachse band and drill team coming your way at halftime. This Swingsters and the band from Sachse coming up. We'll have all that for you during the intermission. Skeeters with a 1st and 10. 2 receivers each way. The lone back is to the left of Garza. Now Davis in motion. Long count. Garza takes the snap, hands it around right end, and a short gain of 1 on the play for Cantrell Ray Jackson as he was run down from behind by the young man who lost his helmet there, as you'll see here on the replay. Good speed by the big man.
95 Chase Davis. Now, he was on my elementary team. I coached him when he was.
Really?
Yeah, when he was, you know, in 5th and 6th grade.
So he owes all of his talent to you.
Yeah, all of it. No, he was great then, and he's great now.
Hopefully you'll get his first million if he makes the pros. Here's a quick screen pass that incomplete, not thrown well by Garza. He had a little pressure, and the ball ended up at the feet of the intended receiver. Are they going to call that complete? No, it's incomplete. 3rd and 9.
Well, I tell you, the Sachse defense just comes straight through the line, and then they all kind of just stopped. It looked like they decided that they thought maybe it was going to be a screen, and it was, and they read that perfectly. You could see they all just stopped and just took off left to the screen pass.
3rd and 9 for the Skeeters. Looks like Garza changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Has 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, ball on the right hash, so wide side to the left. Garza's going to throw it down the middle. Picked off at the 42 and returned by, that's Micah Buchanan on the interception. Good job by Buchanan to go up tall and bring that one in.
Yeah, he's just playing free safety back there. And it looks like the ball got a little loose. It just went deep on him. And he's just down there by himself and just picks it up. Nice job.
Sorry, Bobby. 3rd turnover of the first quarter against Mesquite, who is already down to Sachse 17-0.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult if you're going to keep turning the ball over to a team as powerful as Sachse is on offense.
Yeah, they don't need any help to score points.
None at all.
And you're just putting it on a silver platter for Jalen Maiden and company. Jalen's got 3 receivers in this set, a wingback and a tailback to his right. That's Christian Cole. Little movement on the defensive front. They're going to kill this play. And it's either going to be encroachment or a little movement along that offensive line.
I'll tell you, we had no fouls, no penalties.
Until I said something off the air, I might add. I said it off the air.
You mentioned it, and then, man, it's 3 in a row.
Defense, number 55, made contact. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
I think the jinx is only on if I say it on the air, Bobby.
Okay.
5-yard walk-off against the Skeeters, so they were not drawn. Ball now at the Skeeter 46, 1st and 5.
See, I think it was because you gave all this heads up to the referees, calling their name out and telling them how great they are, and they decided, well, we need to blow some whistles.
Show them that we're here tonight. Here's a deep pass down the near sideline, incomplete. Led the intended receiver, Derek Rose, a little too much. Pretty good coverage there. Kind of a flat pass there by Jalen Maiden, incomplete.
Yeah, I think, you know, that's what makes Maiden so good right now is, you know, he doesn't have any interceptions. He threw that ball where only his receiver could pick that.
Good point.
And so if he throws that inside a little bit, there's a corner following and a safety coming over the top, and he puts it right on the outside where only his receiver can touch it.
2nd and 5. Maiden with the snap. Hands it Cole. Squeezes forward. He's got a great body lean, Bobby. I wanted to mention that earlier. He's always leaning forward on that 6-foot, 200-pound frame, and you really saw it right there as his head got across the 45 to the 44. He got a couple of yards out of basically nothing, and it's 3rd and 3 coming.
Yeah, that's a good, strong 4-man front right there the Skeeters have. And so he's going to have to break some arm tackles here And, you know, his offensive line is just stout. They're big boys down there. So it's going to good battle right there in the trenches.
3rd and 3 could be 4-down territory. Maiden, play action, quick pass out to the right,
down.
Caught for the first down. Drew Jackson, just a quick little stopper out, caught it and spun his way out to the 37-yard line. Moved the chains, and the Mustangs will keep the football. Gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, that's about 30 yards for Drew Jackson so far, 3 receptions. He's just a chain mover.
Yeah, great possession receiver, Drew Jackson. Second leading receiver last year, leading returning receiver on the team. Maiden going to pull it down and run. Has a first down and is going to just step out of bounds on his own at the 18-yard line. And a gain of 19 for Jalen Maiden.
Oh, it's a 3-headed monster. You throw it or you hand it off, and you have that little play action where you kind of fake hand it off. You hide the ball in the belly of Cole, and then all of a sudden you take off running. It's who do you stop right there? So dynamic of an offense.
Make it a gain of 14, 1st and 10 at the 18. Mustangs on the move. Quick pitch right side Cole, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. A nice little sandwich tackle there. On the play was Eric Willis, and also there was Devayon Smith. Gain of 3 on the play.
6 rushes, 33 yards so far, so he's still right at that 6 yards per carry.
Came in at 7.9 a carry with 4 touchdowns and 340 yards through the first 2 ball games. Christian Cole, another penalty marker. They seem to all be thrown by the umpire, who lines up in that Mesquite linebacker area. This looks like 5 against Sachse.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 66 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Again, it seems to be the only thing stopping Sachse is Sachse.
Coach Mark Barron's there.
2nd and 12. I saw Red on Monday night at the Roadhouse in Garland. He loves that sirloin, loves to split the sirloin with his wife, lovely woman, Red's wife, and we had a nice time talking, and they try and have a date night at least once a week, and it looks to be Monday nights. Now, they don't always go to the Roadhouse, so don't go to the Roadhouse expecting to find Red.
Snap, false start, number 66 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's 2 times there, right in a row.
So all of a sudden it's going to be 2nd and 17 at the 25. They've got to get all the way to the Skeeter 8-yard line. 1:33 left here in the first quarter. Sachse already leading 17-0. Maiden in the shotgun, barks the count. Mesquite comes with a blitz. Perfect time for the screen. Caught by Cole. But the blocking was there, but one man got through there to make the tackle. Good play there by James Jefferson to beat the screen. The timing was perfect, but Jefferson read it all the way.
He had the lineman out there. In fact, they even hit him a little bit. He slips through right here. Watch, he gets hit by the lineman, but slips through and still makes the tackle. Boy, I tell you, that was going to be a big play by Christian Cole. I mean, it was wide open.
3rd and 10. Right now it would be a 35-yard field goal attempt if they get nothing here on 3rd and 10. Jackson in motion in front of Maiden. Maiden has the snap. Time to throw. Steps a little to his right. He's just going to unload it out of bounds. He couldn't find any open receivers as they had 2 over to the far side of the field on the left side. Nobody open. It'll be 4th and 10.
I mean, he had so much time to throw that ball. It looked like Drew Jackson may have been open over on the left-hand side. He kind of comes in motion and then just does a little flat route. But Maiden was never even looking that direction. He was totally looking to the right-hand side, and everybody was covered. So smart decisions just to get rid of it and see if you can get you a 35-yard field goal here.
And Peyton Reyes is ready. He's already got a 31-yarder. This one looks good, and it is good. Peyton Reyes is 2 for 2. And Sachse now leads Mesquite by a score of 20-0. Timeout on the field, 39 seconds left first quarter. Back with more in a moment here on GRS TV. Late first quarter here at Williams Stadium. It's all Sachse 20-0 over Mesquite. We're still in the first quarter with 39 seconds.
I tell you, 146 yards by Sachse to 6 yards by Mesquite. It's so lopsided, and I know it turned when you had all of those turnovers right there at the beginning. But I tell you, Mesquite has done a pretty good job in the last 2 drives to hold them to field goals. They've had a short end of the field, and they've been able to hold them just to 3 points each drive. And of course, a couple of that is due to Sachse hurting themselves by all these penalties. They keep backing them up and getting them 3rd and long. But you know, you got to call that a victory right there for Mesquite.
Yeah, those last 2 drives, 4 plays, 34 yards, 9 plays, 33 yards. Both of them stalled and led to Reyes field goals. Kickoff return for the Skeeters. Back toward the middle, now trying to get outside right, breaking a tackle at the 30, now reversing his field. And good running room. He's going to get to midfield, still going. He's run about 100 yards to get 30. And finally out of bounds. May need some oxygen. LaDorian Smith with the long kickoff return.
And I enjoyed watching Micah Buchanan chase this guy all over the field. You see Micah chase him all the way to the right. There he is right there. He just dove after him, and he misses him. He gets back up. So here he comes again. He's chasing him again all the way across the field and dives at him right at the very end again. So, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, LaDorian's got to be a tired young man. He's probably on the bench here for the first play of this possession at the Sachse 38. Again, Sachse in the orange jerseys, navy blue pants. Mesquite in the charcoal gray and maroon trim. Jonathan Garza takes the snap. Hands it up the middle, huge hole, breaking tackles inside the 25 to the 22. That could be the final play of this first quarter. As good pickup right up the middle by Devin Davis.
I mean, the hole was there. Had a good running lane right there, right over the center.
17 yards for Davis. Looks like they may try and get one more play in here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, they get it off. Play action pass, incomplete on the deep slant over the middle, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. It's been all Sachse with the help of 3 Mesquite turnovers. The Mustangs lead the Mesquite Skeeters by a score of 20-0 as we head to the second quarter on GRS TV. Bobby, before we start the second quarter, you have some interesting statistics from the first quarter?
Yeah, total yards, Sachse 146, Mesquite 24. It's very lopsided that way. And of course, the rushing, 82 yards for Sachse, 18 for Mesquite. And the big deal here is the penalties has cost Sachse to back up. 4 penalties, 20 yards.
2nd and 10 for Mesquite as we start the second quarter. Jonathan Garza, here comes the blitz. Garza will step up and run right into the blitz as 3 Mustangs downed him for a loss.
Boy, Tyler Lacey, 6'4", 245 pounds, senior. I mean, he didn't just tackle him, he stuck him.
There were plenty of other orange shirts available if Lacey didn't get it done. 3rd down now and 14. Mesquite needs the Sachse 11. Down by 20, you would think this is 4-down territory, and they got 2 downs to get 14.
Yeah, they're going to go with trips, right? Try to spread them out and probably just hand it off.
And Garza will throw on the roll. Caught for a short gain. That's Leroy Seals, and he will be well short of the first down, but kind of cut the deficit in half and now expect him to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, Bryce Robinson was right there on it. You can see him coming into the play, rolls right to him, finishes it off. Just a nice job right there by the linebackers. But yeah, 4th down and about 8. They're going to try to kick the field goal here.
Interesting. The play they ran would suggest they're going to take 2 plays to try and get the first down. It's a tough angle, although a right-footed kicker from the right hash, 35-yard attempt. Ball down, kick is up,
blocked.
it's blocked.
It's going to go back the other direction.
This may go the distance down the near sideline, getting plenty of help from the blocking, and this is going to be a return by Chris Washington of the Mustangs.
Wow,
And that's 6 points, folks. On field goals, you get 6 for a return.
Oh, my goodness.
What else could go against Mesquite here? It's amazing.
Just a heartbreaker. You think you're finally going to get on the board, and it's just, they just come from the side there. I'm not sure who got that block, but it comes straight back down and, I mean, just bounces right up into the Sachse's hand, and he's just gone.
4th mistake against Mesquite here in the early go. And Sachse's going to try and make it 27-0 with the PAT, Peyton Reyes.
That made Chris Washington's day right there, just being able to get that and just take off. That's a dream come true.
Reyes' kick is good. Timeout on the field. 10.5 minutes left, second quarter. It's now 27-0 Sachse over Mesquite here on GRS TV. And we are back. Scott Powell. Bobby George with you. Glad you're with us. And we're seeing the 10th-ranked Sachse Mustangs just having their way with the Mesquite Skeeters. Again, it's a Mesquite program that's coming off a 3-7 season, lost a lot of starters, and mistakes are just killing them here in the early go.
I mean, that's really what it is. You got 3 turnovers that's turned into 21 points. So, you know, it's just Sachse doesn't need any help. And then you get, you know, an interception and a fumble off a punt, and then, you know, your special teams is hurting you there. And then you get a block on your field goal for a touchdown, and all of a sudden you're looking at the scoreboard at 27-0, and you're going to give the ball back to Jalen Maiden, who's, you know, he's already rushed for 60 yards and 6 of 10 passing for 60 yards. So, you know, you got a veteran quarterback that's just really, really good and protects the ball real well and knows when to give it away.
The offensive line gives him plenty of time to stand back there and survey the field also.
Yeah, and he's such a veteran that you notice he doesn't panic and throw it into coverage. He'll throw it away. He'll step out.
Kind of a Dak Prescott type.
There you go.
No interceptions.
Yeah, that's right.
Mesquite with the 1st and 10 on the touchback as Reyes drove that kickoff into the end zone. Garza again is the quarterback for the Skeeters in shotgun. Hands it off to Jackson, who runs into a wall of Mustangs.
I tell you, it looks like, you know, the defensive coordinator here at Sachse has really scouted this Mesquite team, and it looks like they know where the ball is going to go. That time you just saw everybody move to the right and then blitz from the right, and that's exactly where the ball went, just handed it off right into the big group of Sachse Orange. So, you know, it looks like they've scouted them really well.
Tyler Lacey having his way with another tackle, got some help from a couple of teammates. It's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 at the 23. Ball center of the field, 5 receivers set here. I'll make it 4 with a back, but Garza's going to throw it. Quick out pass, incomplete. Little flag route there from Devin Davis, and Garza just a little bit too much on the lead with the pass, and it's 3rd and 12 coming.
Yeah, a little 5 and out, and Cedric Johnson was just right there on him. I mean, he had to throw it out there to the sideline, or that thing would have picked and gone the other way as well. So just real nice coverage, good job right there on the defense.
Garza really having trouble throwing the ball. He's had pretty good time. but very inaccurate so far, and he's going to need 12 yards here on 3rd down from the 23. Needs the 35 to get a fresh set of downs. Jackson, the lone back, 2 receivers each way. Garza has the snap, rolling to his right. He has time. He'll run with it. Pretty good running room across the 30, but it's going to be spilled about a yard short of the first down. Boy, it looked like he was going to get it, but it closed down in a hurry and just in time, forcing a 4th and 1.
Yeah, and you know, with the way your special teams has gone for Mesquite, you're kind of scared to put them out there right now. So, you know, but I think they are going to try to punt. Looks like the punting team did come in. You just need to execute this real well.
35 yards on the first punt by Sanders. Tylon Sanders in punt formation. On 4th and 1, you might look for a fake here, but they are at their own 34-yard line. Sanders gets it off. No intention of faking there. It's a high, short kick that takes
that one.
A good Skeeter roll. This is a 15-yard roll into Sachse territory and is down at the 32-yard line. So that is a 34-yard punt by Sanders.
It does change the field position, though, so very nice job right there. That's what you wanted. You wanted to come out there and execute a special teams play, get a nice punt off,
have something not go wrong for once,
Nothing go
Bobby.
wrong, right? No return. That's what you want right there, and put them on the 32-yard line and make them drive the length of the field.
You know you're in trouble when a positive is something not going wrong on a play.
That is true.
I mean, Mesquite has run into some bad luck tonight, to be quite honest with you. Most of it's been their fault, but still, I mean, what else can go wrong? And we're still early second quarter, 8:43, Sachse leading 27-0, 1st and 10 Mustangs. Handoff, Christian Cole as a flag flies. This has holding written all over it as Cole slashed his way to the 36. But I think you're going to see this one come back. So referee Rodney Allison will tell us.
Yeah, it's definitely going against Sachse there, and that's usually in the holding area.
Talk to us, Rodney.
Personal foul.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Chop block. Number 66 and number 25 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Yeah, usually when that happens, somebody is getting blocked up top. There you go. You can see it right there in the middle of your field. One guy's blocking up top, and then somebody comes down and chop blocks him. It's a legal block if he's not getting blocked by somebody else. But once 2 people engage, it's against the rules, and that's to protect the guys, you know, to getting their knees chopped out from under them. Good call.
1st and 25 as Maiden in shotgun has 3 receivers right, 1 left. Cole, the lone back. Fake handoff to Cole. Fire over the middle. Incomplete off the hands of Rose. It looked like it was slightly behind Derek, and that was also a rocket off the left hand of Jalen Maiden.
Boy, I tell you, I mean, he had a lot of room to run right there as well. I believe that was number 17 right there. Is that Cameron? Yeah, so it looked like it was just a bullet that just went right through his hands there. But, boy, if he put a little touch on that one, he had a lot of room to run.
2nd and 25. Another play-action fake. Maiden just unloads it under pressure and missed the slanting receiver, Trent Dean, who was open about the 25, but just a bad pass. Maiden just did not have the time to complete that pass. So the first serious 3rd and long for the Mustangs. They've had it really easy so far in this game, and they're going to have to earn this 1st down, needing their own 42-yard line from their own 17.
Well, he's had 2 great opportunities. Both passes, if they would have been on target, could have went for long yardage.
Maiden has time, as always. Moving in the pocket, just drops it off the last second. He wanted to go downfield, but nobody open. And a short pass complete to Cole for a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 4th down, and Sachse's going to have to punt this football.
Yeah, he has plenty of time, waiting. He starts to feel it like, uh-oh, I better get rid of this ball. But, yeah, nobody. We were looking all across the field. There was just nobody open. Just good coverage right there by the Skeeters.
Well, you mean Christian Cole was not the 1st or 2nd option. He was just a late dump off if nobody else was open. Now we've got a whistle and a timeout.
Timeout. Mesquite, their first charge time out of the half.
Why don't we take a break? 7:37 second quarter. Sachse 27, Mesquite nothing on GRS TV. And we're back here at Williams Stadium. Long time out here as Mesquite, right before Sachse was wanting to punt the ball away, took a timeout. All the things that have gone wrong for the Skeeters, that was probably a good timeout. Maybe didn't have the right personnel on the field. Let's see who the Mustang punter is for the first time tonight. Can you read that number, Bobby?
I cannot.
If he would turn just
98.
a little bit. 98? I don't think. Well, you're right, 98. Does a good job of just catching the snap. Now he's running for his life, drops the football. He recovered it, but Mesquite is going to have a first and goal at the Sachse 7-yard line. And it wasn't all the fault of the punter, Jack Forthman. But he appeared to get enough of an opening after rolling to his right to get that ball off, and he never did kick it. And then had it stripped, and the Skeeters with their first break of the night.
Well, to give them a little credit, they haven't had to do much of the punting this season.
Thank goodness for the cough button, Bobby. You might want to call this play.
Skeeters hands it off to the right, and he is just smothered up by orange jerseys, and the ball comes out. Oh, and it's going to go all the way by himself. This will be his second touchdown of the night off of a fumble. Number 20, Chris Washington.
Wow. Second return of the night for Washington. As I'm trying to get my voice back.
Look at that. There's a swarm of orange jerseys. Gets a good pop right there, and it just comes out. And then Washington, out of all people, the second huge return, one off of the field goal block. And then the second one right there. Man, what a night for Washington. Things that can go wrong for the Skeeters. I mean, they had them down on their own, inside their own 10-yard line. They were fixing to set up to score. And in the first play, Washington takes it all the way back for a touchdown.
Meantime, I'm fighting for my life over here. The voice is slowly coming back. Thank you, Bobby, for the pat on the back there. Just to save my life more than anything. Let's see what the penalty is all about.
Personal foul, hurdling, number 33 of the defense. The foul will be assessed on the kickoff. Timeout.
Let's take a break, too. 7-11 left in our second quarter. Sounds like a store. It's 33-0, Sachse over Mesquite here on GRS Television. Back at Williams Stadium, we've got another replay of that return of the fumble by Chris Washington. Here it is one more time. Washington would love to see it later in the week when you're watching the replay.
It just pops right out, and there he is again. We were talking off air. It's like if you get a return like that one time a season, that would be amazing, and much less get 2 of them in one game.
Something tells me the Washington family is going to be gathered watching these replays this coming week.
Oh, they're going to have the huddle play of the week.
You and I might want to go over and cook steaks and spend the evening with the Washingtons this coming week. You know, to have 2 of those in one game, Bobby,
it's crazy.
It would be amazing to have 2 of those in one season or one career. To do it in one night, that is unbelievable, almost a miracle. And following that hurdle penalty on Mesquite, Sachse's going to kick it from their own 35. Excuse me, the Mesquite 45. 15-yard walk-off. So you might see some kind of onside attempt here and to try and take advantage of this field position. Of course, it's already 34-0. By the way, they were late getting that final point on the scoreboard. I said it was 33, but it was 34. Here's the Reyes kick, and he's just going to kick it out of the end zone. You know, with a 34-point lead, why not?
Yeah, I agree, and you're right. If you're kicking that ball off at the 45, a lot of times they do that pooch kick anyway. They love to kick it straight up in the air, about 20 yards into the air, and hopefully you drop it, or there's a collision, or it drops in that dead zone, and your team can get on the ball, and it's almost like an onside kick, a pooch kick. But they went ahead and drilled it through the back of the end zone, and why not when you're up 34-0?
Garza will continue, number 2 at quarterback in shotgun. Simple handoff, pretty good hole that closed quickly. Jackson on the carry, grabbing a hold as he reached the hole was David Wubben-Gomwin. Why don't you try that name? We'll see who gets closer, Bobby. I say Wubben-Gomwin. What do you say? Uben sounds good to me.
Yeah.
He's a big kid, 6'2", 245, and made the tackle. Second down coming. 2nd and 4 for the Skeeters. Another play action fake to Jackson. A quick throw over the middle, incomplete on the slant. Tried to hit Ladarian Smith, but another bad pass from Garza. This Mesquite offense, it's kind of hard to find your rhythm with everything that's gone wrong, but Garza has struggled throwing the football.
Yeah, this play, I thought it was going to be maybe a screen play because of the way Sachse was just able to come in, onto Garza like that. Just they all were all over him right off the bat. I mean, he didn't have time to set his feet. So I thought maybe, they're setting up a screen, but no, I think it was just a slant pass, and they just got in there quick on him.
3rd and 4, Skeeters, quick out pass. This will be enough for the first down. Leroy Seals with the running catch, and he stepped out at the 37. Is that the first down for Mesquite? I don't remember any. That's amazing as we're halfway through the second quarter, 6.5 minutes left. It's got to be their first down. 37-yard line, a fresh set of downs for Garza and company as they look to the sideline for the play.
Yep, that would be their very first down.
Jeff Fleener, their new head coach in his first year. He used to coach in the Garland ISD years ago. Handoff, stacked for nothing. May have squirmed forward for a yard, but Jackson was in trouble from the get-go. And boy, that big defensive line, they make a lot of tackles for a defensive line. Usually the defensive line sets it up for the linebackers. No, these guys get the job done themselves. Tyler Lacey, Clark Yarborough were in on that stop.
Yeah, I tell you, that's what I say earlier. They're just so strong and so big, and a lot of them are really quick, so they can shoot the gap. And you're right. Most of the time, those two techs, they get in there and lock guys up so that their linebackers can make the play.
2nd and 10. Skeeters, plenty of time on the play clock as Garza will roll, gets a block. Here comes the rush, though. He's down for a big loss as making the initial penetration and kind of messing the play up initially was Kilo Starnes, a linebacker, but he got plenty of help from 2 or 3 other rushers as we see the replay, Bobby.
Yeah, they all came from the left, and that's where Mesquite was going. They were rolling to the left, and the blitz came from the left, so it just set up perfectly for Sachse. And that's what we were saying earlier. It looks like they've really done a good job of scouting the Mesquite team. When they go into a certain lineup, it looks like the defense is going into a certain lineup as well because they know what's going to happen.
Starnes ended up getting the tackle down low, and Jacoby Deloach, who had 8 tackles, second best on the team a week ago, was also there for the stop. Another 3rd and long. Mesquite needs all the way to their 47 from their 28. My math says they need 19 as Garza looks to throw.
He's running.
Steps up, runs out of pressure. Going to cut it to the outside. He's still got a ways to go.
No, he
and
didn't.
He's going to be out of bounds, but short of the first down. Garza did all he could on 3rd down, but he's going to be 3 yards short at the 44.
Well, I thought he was going to get it right there at the end when the referee actually blocked for him.
Buchanan.
Here he comes, just sets a pick on 2 guys right there. Sets it up perfect, and I thought he was going to get out. He had to get right to that 2 more yards, right past the 40-yard line, 45-yard line, and he wasn't able to get there.
Garza showed some pretty good quickness, and they may go for this even though they're in their own territory at the 45.
You're down 34.
Yeah, what do you have to lose?
Right?
On 4th and 2, they are going, at least at this point. Garza waits for the snap. Down to 2 on the play clock, and they're going to take timeout or take 5 yards. And Jeff Fleener says, let's take the timeout. We'll take a break too. 4:17. Second quarter, Sachse 34, Mesquite nothing on GRS TV. Back to play after the timeout. Mesquite with a 4th and 2 in their own territory at the 45, but down 34-0. Why not? Sachse going to try and hold and give it back to their offense here late second quarter. Garza tries the little inside screen. Caught, breaking a tackle.
He didn't get it.
And still short of the first down. Looked like he might get the first down, but LaDorian Smith is stopped at the 46. I do not see any penalty markers.
Boy, Chase Davis had him stopped about 3 or 4 yards short, and he just see 95 coming off there. He sees what happens, and he just barely misses the tackle. But boy, I tell you, it was just finished up by big number 2, the linebacker scrolling across the field, Buchanan.
Micah Buchanan finished him off, but as you said, big 95 slowed him up and really was the key to the play. And Sachse holds on 4th down. They'll take over 1st and 10. As they set the chains. They're going to measure this, but Bobby, I think it's a courtesy measurement. He is a full yard short, maybe 3/4 of a yard short. I think they're doing this just for Jeff Fleener to make sure before they turn it over on down.
Yeah, but it's a full yard short, just about.
It's ridiculously short. It's almost 2 yards short.
Yeah.
Again, it was a courtesy measurement, I think. Fleener hoping to get something to go his way after all these mistakes the Skeeters have made here in the first half. Don't forget, again, coming up at halftime, you'll hear the entire performance from the Sachse High School Band as well as the Swingsters, the drill team. So stay tuned for that coming up at the half. And by the way, Bobby and I will have the next game here on GRS TV next Thursday from Homer B. Johnson. We'll have Rowlett for the first time playing host to Keller Fossil Ridge, so come back with us next Thursday night.
Yeah, it'll be a good preview to see Sachse one week and then Rowlett the next, because when they go to playing each other, it's going to be a good game.
Maiden in shotgun. He goes through his hands. Let's see if he can get on top of it. He does. Good job by the senior falling on it, not trying to pick it up and make something happen. He just fell on it immediately back at the 41 of Sachse.
Now, that's the second time we've seen the snap either go through his hands or, you know, onto the ground like that. And
second down, Sachse.
Well, they might need to start cleaning that up.
They got plenty to work on next week.
Yeah.
The penalties alone, Red Barons will call attention to, Bobby. This time of year, you got plenty of things to practice.
You sure do, and I tell you, they look good, but boy, you get in some stiff competition, and then, you know, you're going to have to clean that kind of stuff up.
Christian Cole breaks loose around the right end for a good pickup to the 49 before he's tackled. Gets a lot of that back, but it's still going to be 3rd and 15 coming for the Mustangs.
That was interesting. If you watch this, he hands it off to Cole, And then look who's lead blocking, number 4. Look at him coming through
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Lead blocking.
Well, he didn't exactly touch a lot of people, but at least he showed a lead block.
Uh-oh.
Drew Jackson on a carry. He gets close to the first down within 3, so let's see if Sachse will go for this on 4th down from the 39 of Mesquite. Already leading 34-0. We're time becoming a little bit of a factor here in the second, 2:50 and counting. Sachse with all 3 of their timeouts left. Mesquite has already used 2 of their 3. And the Stangs are going on 4th and 3. They need just outside the 36. Snap. Maiden hands it off.
Oh, he's got this. Get through there.
Plenty of
Turn
blocking
it up.
and a first down for Miles Nash. He'll be driven to the turf, but forward progress at the 30. That's 6 more than he needed for a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs.
Yeah, he's so quick. I mean, he gets out there so fast, and the blocking was just incredible by your receivers. Your receivers really did a good job. Look at this block right there.
Yeah, that looks
and
like
that
an
one
offensive
too. Look
lineman.
at that. Number 11 doing
Trent
a great
Dean,
job.
number 11. Cameron Cromer, number 17, are the blockers. Quick in pass there, incomplete, way behind the intended receiver. That was not pretty.
Yeah, but it was a smart play because if he throws that where it needs to be, it's picked off and going the other direction. He must have seen the linebacker break towards the receiver doing that slant. You watch here, I mean, he has to pull that down. Look at that. Number 33 was right there.
That is a really good point. I called it a bad pass. It was an intelligent pass, as you said. Yeah, that's a pick, and you're going the other way with it. 2nd and 10 at the 30. Maiden waiting in shotgun. Long snap, trying to draw the Skeeters off. Does not. Hands it to Cole, looking for some running room. Cuts it up inside the 25, and he's going to be within 4 yards of the first down with a 3rd down coming. Gain of 6.
These linemen are just so big. Cole just gets right up behind them and runs right off their hips.
Mustangs going quickly on 3rd and 4. Fake handoff to Cole. Quick out pass near side, incomplete off the hands of Cameron Cromer, but he was getting ready to be leveled anyway. Probably heard the footsteps coming, and ball is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 4. Do you go for it here, leading 34-0?
Well, I think this might be right out of the range of the kicker. I mean, that'd be a deep kick, and it's too close to punt. So
41 yards. He already has made 2 field goals, Reyes. The field goals have been 31 and 35, so this would be an extra 6, 41 yards. So why not try it? You're up 34. Why not give your kicker some work? It's almost in the center of the field, so it's a good angle. But first, Sachse's going to take a timeout. Tell you what we do here, Bobby. Let's keep it right here. Why don't you run through some of the stats, anything that looks really interesting?
Well, Maiden 7 of 13, 53%, 69 yards and a touchdown. And you know, he's also got four rushes for 60 yards on the ground. And Christian Cole, seven rushes, 35 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. But Derrick Rose, I tell you, that guy, he didn't do anything but catch touchdowns. You know, he'd call him Mr. Touchdown, Derrick Rose. 1 catch, 19 yards, 1 touchdown. And Drew Jackson, 3 receptions, 29 yards. That's 10 yards a catch. So just a great job offensively. That'll be 136 total yards, 67 on the ground, and 69 in the air.
Think about that a minute, Bobby. Only 136 yards of total offense.
That's right, and you got
34 points. That's a lot of help.
How much yardage does Washington have? I tell you,
it does not get included in the total offense, but yeah, Washington's got close to 200 yards.
Yeah, 200 yards by himself.
Here's Reyes now for the 41-yard attempt. Again, he's 2 for 2 already. The earlier longest was 35, and here comes another timeout. Sachse, I guess they don't have the right personnel on the field.
Well, that's interesting that you have a timeout to get everything ready, and then you go out there and call another timeout.
Yeah, Red Barons is going to find plenty to bring his offense in next week.
I think he's bringing his offense in and going to go for it.
You think well, what did they get out of lining up twice? The wind is at the back of the Mustangs. The wind here, even though it's out of the south, usually it's a little bit of a crossing wind. It's over their right shoulder, moving right to left. Right now, it's really picked up 10, 15 miles an hour, but it's at the kicker's right shoulder, so it would be a helping wind. Maybe this is out of Reyes' range.
Yeah, it's a deep kick, but you know it's right there. It's between that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you it's too close to punt. You can't punt it.
Well, you can. You can just pooch it for the coffin corner.
Sure, but you know it's one of those is right between there, and
they're going.
They're going to go for it.
The offense back on the field. 2 receivers either way. Cole, the lone back to the right of Maiden here on 4th and 4. They need the 20 of Mesquite. Cole, a little motion to the right. Now he'll line up as a slot receiver. Maiden's going to throw. Quick swing pass to Cole. Evades a tackler. He's going to score the Sachse touchdown. Although they converged at the last second, Cole powers his way in. What a beautifully designed play there by Sachse.
You know, I would have thought when he comes out there that obviously the play was going to probably go to him, but nobody picks him up. He makes one person miss, and it's just off to the races, and it was just a wide open field. Now, Sachse does that to you. They spread everybody out, and how do you cover everybody? You've got to man up just basically on every single person. Makes it very difficult.
And the extra point is, was it good?
Yep.
Reyes, Peyton Reyes adding to his point total. There's a timeout on the field, 1:41. First half.
Number 10 of the defense.
Sachse will decline
Point
that.
is good.
It's 41-0 Sachse over Mesquite here on GRS TV. What a night so far for the Sachse Mustangs. They've scored on all but one of their own offensive possessions, and they've scored on 2 Mesquite possessions and lead it 41-0. Again, Bobby, the total offense for Sachse is only in the 50-yard range, but they've taken advantage of all of these Mesquite fumbles and interceptions and blocked kicks.
Yeah, 158 total yards. You wouldn't expect it to be 34-0, but
41.
Or 41-0.
So you didn't even expect it to be.
Oh my goodness, it's incredible.
It's hard to keep up with after a while, Bobby, believe me. Kickoff is a fair catch. Well, it's caught and down in the end zone for a touchback. Again, that wind has picked up, and Reyes taking advantage of it here in the second quarter with a couple of long kicks into the end zone. He's got a good leg as it is, but the wind is making his leg even better.
Yeah, that's why you say 41-yard field goal there.
Yeah,
it would have been a nice kick put on your resume, and it also, you know, when the games get real tight, you want to see if your kicker can actually kick that far.
Right.
And in this kind of game, you could have taken advantage of that, basically like a practice shot, you know. And
something tells me in the second half in that same situation, Red Barons might just take a knee. You know. Just to keep the score down if at all possible.
No way.
Believe me, they don't care about the rankings, even though Sachse now in the state poll, the AP poll at number 10.
Uh-oh.
Jefferson with a carry, long gainer, 40,
speed.
50, and into Sachse territory, and that has not happened much tonight. I think the second time tonight, Mesquite has been on a Sachse yard line at the 48.
Look at Isaiah Humphreys, gets turned all the way around and then chases him all the way back. Man, the speed of Humphreys.
And that's why he's a highly recruited young man going to Penn State next year.
Boy, that showed his speed there for sure.
First and 10, Mesquite at the Sachse 48. A tight formation here. A couple of wing backs and a tailback and a wide receiver either way. Jonathan Garza takes the snap. Hands it on the end around to the near far sideline and nowhere to go. Couldn't even turn it up the sideline because of the Mustang pursuit. Big number 98 over there to lead the way. And that was Jackson on the carry. And 98 is Jack Forthman.
But he was the punter earlier as well, right?
Yes.
And playing a little defensive end as well.
There he is on our screen as you watch the replays. GRS TV, our entire crew, what a job they do here at GRS TV. Handoff and a big loss. Almost taking the handoff was the tackler.
Man in the backfield.
And let's see who that is. If he'll turn just a little bit, we can tell you.
For the defense.
Number 10 or 18?
Robinson on that play.
Bryce Robinson, 6'1", 180. Boy, he looks bigger than that. One of the linebackers for the Mustangs.
Well, I tell you, he gets through there in a hurry.
Loss of 3, and it's going to be 3rd and 13.
And they have those numbers like 10. You can't tell if that 0 is a 6 or an 8 because it gets wrinkled up on their jersey.
That's why big kids wear bigger numbers, Bobby. A lot of wrinkling going on.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
We got a timeout here as we're down to 19 seconds left in the half.
Their third and final timeout of the half.
Tell you what, why don't you give us a rundown on the stats since we're not going to have time at halftime, because we're going to bring you the Swingsters and the Sachse Marching Band at halftime.
All right, the total yards here for Mesquite is 57 to Sachse's 182. Mesquite's had 2 first downs the entire game, and Sachse's had 9. Passing yards, 93 for Sachse. Mesquite's 20. 4 of 11 for Mesquite, and 8 of 16. Now, 8 of 16 you wouldn't think is that great either, but he's not had to do much. You know, Maiden, he's been kind of safe throwing the ball away a couple of times. So 8 of 16. Rushing, 89 yards for Sachse. Then they've had 5 penalties for 35 yards, so that kind of
a lot of them early though, Bobby.
A lot of them, but they were killed some of their drives as well, you know.
Yeah.
So, but Jalen Maiden, 8 of 16 for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Christian Cole, 10 attempts for 61 yards, and just playing a heck of a game.
3rd and 13 Skeeters. Handoff right up the middle. Stacked up and driven back by that same young man. Bryce Robinson with the stop of Jackson. And let's see what the forward progress is. He lost a yard to the 49.
Robinson with the stop.
And that should do it.
You see on the replay, first hit was not by Robinson, but Robinson cleaned it up and drove the back. That's going to do it for the first half of play. It has been some half for the Sachse Mustangs. 2-0, ranked 10th in the state, 3rd in the area, and they are all over the Mesquite Skeeters as we go to the halftime by a score of 41-0. Now, stay tuned. Coming up shortly, we'll have the Swingsters and the Sachse Mustang Band for your halftime entertainment. For now, Scott Powell, Bobby George, enjoy the halftime here on GRS TV.
Starting tomorrow at noon.
And we're back at halftime. It's Sachse 41, Mesquite nothing. Second half of play is coming shortly, but sit back and enjoy, I should say, the Swingsters and the Sachse Mustang Band, which is going to provide.
The traditional entrance routine to round up. The Swingsters are led onto the field by this year's officers. The Swingster officers are Junior Lieutenants Allie Galitz and Madison Shaver, Senior Lieutenant Kiana Walker. On the left, First Lieutenant Megan Youngkin, and front and center, our award-winning captain, Miss Madison Smith. Swingster sergeants are Head Sergeant Hayden McNeil, Senior Sergeant Madison Bradfield, Junior Sergeants Michaela Alexander, Avery Clark, and Madison Endress. The Swingster managers, Madison Martinez, and Head Manager Megan Bannister. Tonight, the Swingsters would like to dedicate their performance to the Naaman High School's former drill team director, Ms. Alicia Wright. We send love and support to all of Naaman High School and your stars. We know you will watch over all of us with pride and joy. Swingsters are under the direction of Ms. Whitney Walker. Swingsters would like to recognize our teacher of the week, Mrs. Danae Taylor. Swingsters of the week are Daisy Elliott and Madison Martinez. The Swingsters Miss High Kick is Tess Crawford. Miss Jump Split is Michaela Alexander. And Miss Drill Team is Mia Rodriguez. The Swingsters would like to wish you a very happy birthday to Blaze. Ladies and gentlemen, your Sachse High School Swingster.
The Sachse High School Mustang Band is proud to present the first two movements of our 2017 UIL contest show, Curiosity Killed the Cat.
Mix comes in two varieties, original and seafood noodles. A medley of macaroni, two crunchy centers, bursting with seafood flavor.
An old English proverb states that cats have 9 lives. 3 to play, 3 to stray, and 3 to stay.
Band directors are the awesome Holly Taylor, Kevin McDonald, and John Jones.
All new Meow Mix. Tastes so good. Cats ask for it by name.
41-0 Sachse, as we're going to show you the first half highlights here from Williams Stadium.
Man, what a great game so far. It's just beautiful outside. Great night. It's kind of got a little breeze going out there. It's just a beautiful night to play football.
We hadn't seen a cloud in a long time in Dallas-Fort Worth area. Here's Christian Cole on that first touchdown run of the night to give Sachse the early lead. And one of 2 interceptions for the Mustangs. And a touchdown reception by that touchdown man you keep calling him, Derek Rose. Here's the second interception of the night for Sachse. Micah Buchanan with that one. Cheerleaders celebrating. There's a blocked kick and the first of 2 long returns by Chris Washington.
It pops out again, and guess who's picking this one up?
2 times in one game. If you get 2 in a year, you've got something to tell your grandchildren. He's going to need a lot of grandchildren. Look at that move by Christian Cole, his second touchdown of the night. Sachse cheerleaders. Some of the fans on hand. As you said, just a wonderful night for football. Lots of highlights and not much happening for Mesquite in the first half. They are going to get the opening kickoff of the second half, though.
Well, a lot of things happened for Mesquite, just not good.
Yeah, good way of putting it.
Sachse set to kick it off to begin the second half.
Scott Powell, Bobby George, glad you're with us for our game of the week here on a Thursday night at Williams Stadium. Here is the kickoff. Reyes with another deep one with the wind at his back. Going to come out a yard deep in the end zone with the return. And across the 20 goes Gary Green.
Well, as he gets tackled, he kind of slips right through there. Boy, that could have just been a difference maker if he would have broke right through there and just been gone. But Sachse sure hand tacklers are out on the field and put him down right there, right outside the 20-yard line.
Another shutout working for the Sachse defense. Had a shutout in week 1, gave up 6 points last week. So that's 6 points the Mustangs have allowed in 10 quarters of play as we start the second half.
It's crazy.
Jonathan Garza, the left-handed senior quarterback, takes the snap. Pretty good hole up the middle for his running back, who gets about 4 yards out to the 28, where he's driven back.
And that was
Devin, or excuse me, that was let's see, that's Robla, his first carry of the night. Aquan Robla.
What you like to see from Sachse is a whole lot of jerseys around the ball carrier, and you know, it's just not a whole bunch of solo tackles, but it's a lot of people just surrounding the ball carrier and taking him to the ground. And man, that's the way you want it to happen right there.
2 receivers each way, 1 back. Garza throwing, quick out, caught for a short gain by Devin Davis. He was tackled immediately. Good open field tackling in the secondary by Sachse tonight, just part of their success.
Yeah, I don't even see how Garza saw his receivers. I mean, it looked like
tall.
a huge wall coming right at him, and it looked like he just had to toss it over there.
Jonathan's only 5'8", Bobby, 167 pounds. Yeah, it's hard for him to be a pocket passer at that height.
Yeah, they need to roll him out some, because you can see all the orange jerseys just collapsing in on him. I just don't see how he can even see his receivers.
3rd and short, 3rd and 3, one of the shortest 3rd down tries for Mesquite tonight. Garza, all kinds of trouble. He's just going to heave it, and it's behind the line of scrimmage as he threw it out of bounds. They could easily call intentional grounding here, but they're going to say incomplete. I think they're going to change it. The referee checked with the head linesman, who said it did not go beyond the line of scrimmage.
Intentional grounding.
So Sachse will just decline it.
Pocket, but there was not an eligible receiver. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage. Spot foul, 4th down.
You lose it down anyway, so they're going to mark this off, and it's still 4th down despite the mark-off.
Well, it's a spot foul, so it's where he threw that ball. It's like he got sacked.
Yeah, I mean, this has bad all over it. You get the loss of yardage, you get the loss of downs, and when it happens on 3rd down, it's a complete disaster. It's been that kind of night for the Skeeters.
But again, Sachse knew where he was going and was prepared right when he started to roll out. They were there to get him.
As if they didn't have enough trouble, now the punter is going to have to kick it away inside his 5-yard line. Tylon Sanders for his third punt of the night. Sachse return man at the Mesquite 40. They're expecting a short one. Not a good snap, but he pulls it down, and it's off the side of the foot. What else could go wrong tonight for the Skeeters?
No,
and it
stop
goes
it.
back toward the Sachse goal line. We also have a penalty marker down in the middle of that fracas.
18-yard line. Penalty on the play.
Boy, what a huge bounce Sachse's way after it hit the turf.
I mean, it hit the turf, it started rolling backwards, and it didn't look like anybody from Mesquite realized it was rolling backwards towards their goal.
6-yard punt.
Ugh.
I mean, every facet of this game has been bad for Mesquite tonight.
Oh, man, it's not even to the line of scrimmage.
A positive, they've only given up about 150 yards of offense, but that's about the only thing that's gone right tonight. Sachse has still scored at will in about every way you can score.
So I'm not sure what the penalty was. Did you see a clipping or blocking the back?
It's got to be some kind of a legal block unless it's a face mask.
I mean, they're just
maybe a block below the waist. I mean, I'm just giving you all the possibilities, and the referee will tell us.
Number 8, spot foul. It's going to be first down.
So they call that on Sachse?
Yeah, it's going to be after the ball's kicked, which makes it a return, so it's against Sachse. They will get the ball, but 15 yards back from where they are now. Actually, it's illegal use of the hands. That should be, what, 10 yards. We'll see where they finally put it down, but it is Sachse's football. And they'll start at the 34-yard line with the 1st and 10. It's not going to be 1st and 20 because the block occurred during the play.
First down Sachse from the 34.
So they're going to start with the ball on the 34-yard line.
Jalen Maiden in shotgun, the quarterback, to start the second half. Christian Cole is his running back. By the way, how many high school football games do you see where both quarterbacks are left-handed, Bobby?
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable right there.
Christian Cole takes the handoff.
You know, they throw the ball with a different spin, too, so your receivers really have to get used to the way the ball comes out of their hand and gets to yours. And, you know, they're coming at you at a different direction as well with their shoulders.
Maiden throws complete to a wide-open Drew Jackson, who just has enough for the first down before he's downed at the 22-yard line. Drew Jackson with about 4 catches tonight, mostly possession plays, and that's a gain of 9 to the 22. Sachse going quickly, quick out pass caught. One-on-one, Cromer can't beat the defender, but he gets a first down right at the 10-yard line after he made the catch.
Yeah, good open field tackle right there by Cad Hartfield from Mesquite. That was a touchdown itself.
Gain of 10 from Maiden to Cromer. 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. No sticks here, so it's a 1st and goal. Maiden in trouble. Takes off up the middle. Touchdown, Sachse. Maiden makes it look so easy.
We got somebody hurt down there on the field, it looks like.
It's a Skeeter, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they collided right there, right where Maiden, right at the beginning, it looked like they rolled right up under his knees. But that hole just opened wide open. Maiden just able to sneak right through there and punch it in.
Looked like it had some kind of a blitz on, but the middle was open, so Maiden just took off right up the middle, evaded the blitz, and had an easy score. He went untouched.
Yeah, it's a nice read by Maiden. He looked at it, thought, well, they had the blitz coming straight in, and they all hit, you know, the running back there, and he took it and touchdown. That's why you have that 3-headed monster. You can throw it, run it, or hand it off out of that same play. Just the quarterback has to read it.
This injury timeout taking quite a while, as you heard Bobby say, a little collision between a couple of Mesquite defenders, and one of them has yet to get up, and he's getting a lot of attention from both teams' trainers right now. Let's take a break. 9:28 third quarter. Sachse 47, Mesquite nothing on GRS TV. Stadium. Injured player now being carted off the field for Mesquite. Got a nice hand from the crowd that's still on hand here tonight. That was always a good turnout from Sachse on the home side. Now an even bigger hand.
Yeah, it's part of this game. You know, they have a lot of injuries like this, and you know the league's try to clean it up as best they can. And
it was an accident when you see the replay.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely two Mesquite Skeeters hitting each other, and you know that's just part of this game. It's a tough sport, and some people get all the way through it and never get any injuries, and then you have something like this. So it's just, we really wish the best of luck for him.
Peyton Reyes with the extra point. It's up and good. So let's take a timeout. 9:28 left, third quarter. Sachse just continues on their winning ways with a 48-0 lead over the Skeeters of Mesquite here on GRS TV. You saw the ad for South Garland High School as they're off to a little bit of a slow start this year at 0-2. We'll see the Colonels as the season continues on here on GRS TV. Right now we're seeing Sachse at their best, probably the best Sachse team they've ever had. Mark Barons, Red Barons, in his 14th year here in Sachse. And it's been a slow build, as most programs are in high school football, and now they're to the point where they're number 10 in the state, first ever state ranking, third in the area. That's as high as they've ever been ranked in the area. And definitely the district favorite to win this district, which starts in 2 weeks. Now they're trying to get by that second round of the playoffs, which has ended their season a couple of years in a row. Yes. Here's the kickoff and a return from the goal line for the Skeeters. Woo! That same young man on the return.
Oh, he took a power hit right there. Great open field tackle by number 22, Matthew Carter.
On Gary Green, the return man. They go left on just about every kickoff return, and short return to the, actually a pretty good return when you consider he started at the goal line, 1st and 10 at the 29.
Yeah, on the left hash mark where he got it too, and he was able to get it all the way back over there. Past, anytime you get past the 25, of course you kick it in the end zone in high school football, it comes out to the 25. So if you can get it past 25, then you've done pretty good.
Garza continues at quarterback. Receivers right and left, handoff up the middle, stone wall of Stangs.
Tyler Lacey again right there in the middle.
He's a commit to Oklahoma State University next year.
Yeah.
6'4", 245. You figure they're going to put some weight on him up there in Stillwater. But look for him to play on some Saturdays in the future. He's having a pretty good night tonight on that defensive line. 2nd and 11, short loss, really about a half-yard lost on the first down carry. Same set with a wing to the right. Garza looking left. He'll be sacked.
I mean, just nowhere. He had nobody to throw. Everybody was covered or double covered.
Pocket closed in a hurry. Chase Davis with most of the pressure. And 3rd and 13 coming. Here's the replay.
So he can look one place, and if it closes up on him, he just has nowhere else to go with it.
Also there was Zach Gibson. It is a big defensive line. Most of them 6 feet to 6'4", 230 to 240 on the poundage up front for Sachse. 3rd and 13. They need the 39 from the 26. Just a handoff, simple handoff on 3rd and long, and Mesquite expects to punt it, and they will. 4 more Mustangs on the tackle. Boy, it's a gang tackling night.
It is, and you notice that it's all defensive linemen getting in there and making the tackle. The linebackers haven't even had to get up there and do anything really. I mean, it's just the big defensive linemen are just closing in so hard.
Yeah, the old saying is the defensive line is supposed to tie their man up so the linebackers make the tackle, not at Sachse.
Yeah, these guys are...
You don't even need linebackers, Bobby, for the most part.
Really, they just haven't had to... They've been jumping into coverage most of the time, and boy, the defensive line is just really dominating.
4th and 12. Punt is off
Good
by
punt.
Sanders. Line drive. This is returnable from the 47. Looking for a block up the near sideline, trying to cut back, and finally downed is Shiloh Sanders. I believe that was Shiloh. Yeah, Shiloh Sanders with the return.
Yeah, good job by the young man right there. Go ahead and get down so you don't get tied up and get your legs hurt.
Right, it's easy to take a shot over there on the sideline too.
That's right. When you get that close and somebody wraps you up, just go ahead and get down.
So another good field position situation for Sachse at the 37 of Mesquite.
From the Skeeters, 37.
It's just been easy, good
quarterback.
field possession here.
Anthony Bertrand comes in, so Maiden may be done for the night. You know, he hadn't played a whole lot here in the non-district because of the blowout winds. Bertrand's first pass is incomplete. Good defense on the intended receiver.
Well, you know, that's another thing that the Sachse teams have not done too much in the past. Usually they will play their starters from beginning to end, and it doesn't matter if it's a blowout or not. So this is something new for Sachse. Maybe they've learned the lesson here.
Big gainer up the middle through a big hole. Matthew Carter has taken over the running back chores from Christian Cole. We may not see Cole or Maiden the rest of the way. Carter, the backup running back, with a first down run to the 27 of Mesquite.
Yeah, nice little burst run right there. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, look at big number 65. Great block, taking his man to the ground. Carter again carries this for a 2-yard gain to the 25.
Yeah,
you see the right side of that offensive line doing the job.
Man, it makes it easy to run when you get pancakes up there in the front like that, boy.
Latrey Harris, 6'2", 390 pounds.
Wow.
Number 65. That's like 265s.
Yeah, man, I tell you.
First down play for Sachse.
It makes it easy for these running backs when they can get out behind those hips.
Miles Nash with the play for the Mustangs as they move the chains. 5:50, third quarter. It's all Sachse, 48-0, as the Stangs have their second team offense in right now.
You know, and I like it because it gives your other guys opportunities to show out, and they scored a touchdown themselves, you know. How great is that?
Bertrand to Nash. Actually, it looked like he may have thrown it behind Nash, but it led Nash in the right way toward the end zone as he spun, made the catch, and took it in for 6.
Yeah.
So Anthony Bertrand with his touchdown pass, his first of the year.
Very, very smart. I mean, it's a long season. It's not, you know, you've got to keep these guys healthy throughout the year. And if anybody goes down, you want to have some guys that's had some kind of playing experience in there as well. So I think this is a great job right here by Coach Behrens to get other guys in and let them play a little bit.
Sachse had some problems with the snap, couldn't get it down. The timing was thrown off, and Reyes with a low kick into the line, no good. Timeout on the field, 5.5 minutes left, third quarter. Sachse 54, Mesquite nothing on GRS TV. Scoring drive for Sachse, 37 yards in 4 plays. There's the man who scored. That's Miles Nash on the 27-yard catch from quarterback Anthony Bertrand.
Just nicely executed, 3 or 4 plays right there and just marched it right down. 2 good completions and throws a nice bullet right into Nash's hands, and he spins around and scores another, a touchdown. So just a real good job by that group for Sachse.
So let's see what Mesquite will do offensively, if they'll empty their bench a little bit or still go with the starters. There's an old saying, you don't want to ever get shut out, and they've still got a quarter and a half to put some points on the board, but Sachse's only given up 6 points in 10.5 quarters this season. Leading here 54-0. Here's the kick deep into the end zone. It'll go out the back. So Reyes continuing to kick off well, especially with this wind at his back.
Mesquite's with 4 first downs in this game. So again, Sachse's defense has really been playing well. And it does look like they're changing a couple of people out there on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Let's see if Garza will still be at quarterback. Yes, he is. Number 2 at 5'8". Three receivers set, a back to his left. That's Jackson who takes the handoff, cuts it up into a wall of orange shirts. He did squeeze out a couple of yards. Let's check the names of the numbers. Some big kids again in on the stop for Sachse. You've got Josh Stafford and Cameron Flowers that time.
Yeah, I coached Cameron Flowers. He was on my Falcons football team as well.
How old was he at the time?
Man, I had them since they were 3rd grade on to 6 or 7.
Just little kids that have become men.
They were men then. Shoot, they were bigger than I was when they were in 4th grade.
No, that's not saying a whole lot, Bobby.
Yeah, they were big boys.
Jackson again is going to cut it outside. Good running around.
Get him, Alex.
He may go. Now there's some pursuit, but a huge gain all the way to the Sachse 40-yard line. Good burst of speed there by the running back, Cantrell Ray Jackson.
He gets outside right there, breaks containment. Alex Smith right there, 27, was working the outside, making sure he doesn't get outside of him.
From Sachse's 39.
Turn him back inside. That's where your pursuit's coming from, so nice job.
Taught Mr. Smith some good pursuit techniques there, Coach.
Yeah, they are all some really good kids. It didn't surprise me that this team is ranked like they are, because they've just got some great character kids on this team.
1st and 10 at the Sachse 41. Mesquite on the move for one of the few times tonight, and now in trouble and a loss in that backfield. Great pursuit there by the Mustangs. Again, gang tackling. These are not solo tackles.
Yeah, that's what's been so nice and refreshing about this squad out here, is that they are really getting to the ball. Everybody's pursuing.
.340 and counting 3rd quarter. Mesquite just trying to get on the scoreboard, down 54-0. Sachse outscored their first 2 opponents this year by a combined score of 94-0. Now it's 148-0, if my math is correct. Garza time here, deep over the middle, knocked away, still bobbling, almost caught, almost intercepted, and it turns out to be incomplete.
They
good
took
coverage.
A chance, They finally threw one deep, and it was a good pass.
For number 3, Aguilar.
Looks like Smith was in there to be able to break it up, and then it bobbled around, and I thought the receiver was going to come down with it.
Slightly underthrown.
And then here comes the pursuit and the safeties from the other side. Looked like Washington was there.
Just a little bit underthrown, or that might have been caught without any tippage from the defense. Not a bad pass, though, from Garza. He just has not been sharp tonight. 3rd and 12, probably 4-down territory. Garza fires. This is caught on the ground. Beautiful catch, and right at the 1st down marker by the leading receiver, Carlos Aguilar, has been quiet tonight. And it is the 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. A little bit of chain hunting there by Carlos Aguilar.
Yeah, a nice job of knowing where the first down was when he makes that out break. Be able to catch that as soon as he gets hit. He still gets the first down.
Nice drive by the Skeeters. Started back at their 25. Garza in trouble. Evades the rush, though. It's a nice game before he is run down from behind by Kilo Starnes, senior linebacker.
Starnes in on the play for the defense.
There you go, Kilo.
To gain a 7 to the 24.
Brings up second down for the Skeeters.
Mesquite finally seeing some success. They may have more yardage on this drive than they had in the game before this. 2:30 and counting here in the third quarter. A rare second and short. I'd be surprised if they go deep here. This is almost a free play. 4 down territory. Garza in shotgun as he's been all night. Jackson the lone back.
Right
He's looking
to
to
middle.
throw. He's in trouble
Kilo
and down.
Starnes.
Kilo Starnes.
Woo!
Some good Bobby George coaching there.
Yeah, favorite play. Blitz him right up the middle.
Starnes with that
That's
play
a
in
loss
the
back to
backfield.
the 32. That's a loss of 7.
Right through the middle, free. And you know, if they were going to throw it deep on, you know, second and short, you know, Sachse had them timed up perfectly. They knew what they were going to do and just let them go.
3rd and 11 coming. Again, 4 down territory. I don't know. They might try a field goal just to get on the board. Right now, it would be 50 yards, though. 49. They need the 21 of Sachse on 3rd down. Quick out pass to the left.
Pass to the far
Caught.
side.
Juggled. We also got a penalty marker. They're going to
That's
call
just
that a
Aguilar.
catch, I
Penalty
believe,
on
and
the
out
flag.
at the, or is that incomplete?
Yeah, but I think they're going to get a holding on the receiver
Before he caught it?
before he caught it, or blocking before he caught it.
That's not easy to do. It's also not called very often. Well, it should be a 10-yard walk-off against the Skeeters. You know, if they just decline it, it would be 4th and about 8. They may have declined this, Bobby. Let's see what Rodney Allison has to say. Clipping.
Oh.
That's 15 yards. Rodney's mic is not working, or he just forgot to turn it on. They're going to take the penalty, which will be a 15-yarder.
Personal foul. Clipping. Number 2 of the offense. 50-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And if you can't tell, Rodney Allison is not from the New York area. I mean, that's as country as a referee will get this year.
Yeah, that's good.
Great job by GRS TV bringing you the sounds of the referee.
Oh, yeah, that's where they got that. They had the running back running out there and dove at the back of the legs of the Sachse rookie tackler.
Rodney Allison is from deep somewhere, and I mean deep. And it's not northern United States. 3rd down and forever. Garza drops. Now scrambling for his life. Drops the football. No, not Washington, but it's picked up by one of his teammates in return for the Mustangs. Another turnover. You know, I'll bet you 20 would have loved to have been out there. I don't think he was on the field. Don't you know he jumped to his feet, though, once he saw that ball get loose. You remember old Dickie Magel in the Cotton Bowl on the tackle off the sideline?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Washington charging out there to pick up the ball?
That'd be great.
We've seen everything else tonight.
Oh, yeah, that ball's just out. Running with it out there on the side like that.
Anthony Bertrand leads the troops out for Sachse. 1st and 10. Bertrand his 2nd series as the backup quarterback. Right now he's the starter at the 48 of Mesquite. Got a 3 receivers set. He'll hand off.
Oh, it's gone.
And that's Washington, the other Washington, long gainer inside the 10.
Touchdown.
He will score a Sachse touchdown.
Wow.
That was Torrey Washington, who goes 47 yards in one play. The Washingtons have had a big night.
I mean, just right up the middle.
Good blocking.
Yeah, just dominating.
You got to start wondering if we're going to have a running clock soon. Mesquite now down 60-0.
Man, I tell you, number 65, LaTrey Harris, 6'2", 390. I mean,
he stands there and he's in the way.
I mean, he's a wall
on his own. Extra point good by Reyes. He's had a busy right leg tonight. 34 seconds left, third quarter. Timeout on the field. Sachse 61, Mesquite nothing on GRS TV. $61-0 Sachse. 34 seconds left, third quarter. Scott Powell, Bobby George, glad you're with us. Don't forget our next game. Our only game next week will be Thursday from Homer B. Johnson Stadium. 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll see the Rowlett Eagles for the first time as they play host to Keller Fossil Ridge. We'll be on the air right up, straight up 7 o'clock Thursday night. Bobby George will join me for that one.
I tell you, Anthony Beltran's doing a pretty good job himself. He's 2 of 3, 25 yards, touchdown.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's not even having to throw the ball now. I mean, it's running straight up the middle.
Return 2 yards deep in the end zone and pounded to the turf at the 24. Did you see who got that tackle? Of Gary Green. Was it Mr. number 10 again?
Green on the return stop.
Might have been Bryce
10,
Robinson on the stop. Yep, there's Bryce, as you see on the screen.
Well, he comes from the side. I mean,
watch this hit. Wow.
Yeah, I don't even think the Mesquite Skeeters knew he was getting hit before he was laying on the ground. Boom!
This is what you call driving him to the turf.
Just nice job right there.
Skeeters scrimmage from the 24. Can a Skeeter scrimmage?
Boy, these girls are going to be sore if they got to do 61 push-ups now.
And there could be more coming, like 68 soon.
Woo!
They're not exactly going far down if you took a good look. But anyway, I couldn't have done that.
Yeah, 61 is 61.
Short gain on the handoff to Robla. Got a couple to the 27. Mesquite just continues to try and work the center of that Sachse defensive line, and I mean, there has been nothing working there all night long.
Yeah, the only thing they've had really is just a little quick out passes.
Or they've run wide occasionally pretty well tonight. That's going to do it for 3 quarters. Sachse 61, Mesquite nothing. Back for the fourth quarter in a moment here on GRS TV.
Over to the free.
We're through 3, 61-0 Sachse. Bobby, how about some third quarter stats?
Well, 16 first downs for Sachse, 301 total yards, and they really started to pick it up on the rushing. 162 yards now on the ground, and you know, they really started controlling it. Now that, you know, Sachse's trying not to throw it so much, but I tell you, they've been able to just now run it, but they're still going for the end zone each time they run it as well. So
Garza on the run there. How about some individuals for the Mustangs?
Yeah, you've got Anthony Beltran now, 2 of 3, 25 yards and a touchdown. And Christian Cole, 11 attempts for 64 yards, and I think he's kind of out of the game now a little bit. And Torrey Washington's kind of taken over. He's had his 1 carry for 48 yards and a touchdown there at the end.
What were Maiden's numbers when he played?
Well, he actually did some good job on the ground as well. He has 70 yards on the ground, 5 attempts, and a touchdown. So, not just with his arm, but he 10 of 18, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, and again, no interceptions for Maiden. He's been so careful with the ball.
Yeah, Drew Jackson had a few receptions. 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's had 4 receptions, 38 yards. He's almost 10 yards a reception. Doing really well. And Christian Cole, he had 3 receptions, 36 yards, and a touchdown.
How about Mesquite's team numbers offensively? I have a feeling they're not much. As Garza looks to throw here on 1st and 10, and he's dropped for another loss. Boy, the sacks, there's been a number of those tonight.
Well,
and it counts as rushing yardage against Mesquite, unlike pro football.
Yeah, Mesquite's only had 6 first downs this whole game.
Clark Yarborough with that sack, by the way. Go ahead.
And 130 total yards, and a lot of that came there, in this last quarter. Basically all on one drive. They had about 60 yards on that one drive before it stalled out. And rushing 93 yards, passing just 37 yards in the air. So Sachse's just been bundling them up into the middle and making them run the ball.
Everything's been right up the middle, even the scrambling by Garza. Quick out pass caught, and he's in trouble and will be dropped for a loss. Boy, the number of plays that have gone for minus yardage tonight is unbelievable. It's almost like half their plays have gone for minus yards.
Yeah, Sachse's been doing a really good job. I think they just did a great job of scouting. They knew what this play was going to be before it ever was snapped. You can tell. Look at all the orange jerseys.
And another play defensively by Jack Forthman, who's had a big night. And it's 3rd and 14. The good news for Forthman and company, he's only had to punt like 1 time tonight.
Maybe all year.
That's a good point. I could have had that stat, but I didn't get that one. 3rd and long for the Skeeters. 9:45 and counting here in the 4th. 61-0 Sachse. Trying to hold on for their 2nd shutout in 3 games. They've only given up 6 points all year.
Well, hold that ball tight.
Garza, who's done a pretty good job running with the ball, one of the few threats for Mesquite tonight, gets to the 38. That's a gain of 8, but 4th down coming for the Skeeters. So here at your own 38, do you go or punt? Looks like they're going to send the punting unit on.
Yeah, Garza's got 20 yards rushing. He's done a little bit of everything for that team. He throws it and runs it, but it's just not been very much. It's just not enough. Not against this Sachse team tonight. Plus, you give up so many turnovers in the first quarter, and it just
demoralizing in a way.
Yeah, and so you got players that are just basically, they don't give up, but mentally they kind of give up.
Yeah, it's not the number of points, it's how the points have come in so many different ways. Long, high punt, a beauty, back to the 19-yard line. Shiloh Sanders breaks 1 tackle, but he's in jail. It'll be downed after a short return. Here comes a late flag.
Flag on the play.
So we will hear the sounds of Rodney Allison one more time.
All these fans having a good time out there tonight. It's always fun when you're winning. Ah, yeah, seniors look like they're getting their letter jackets, and that's how they
get them, huh? I'd just soon pass on mine.
Yeah.
During the return, personal foul, number 94 of the receiving team, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
If that's how you get your letter jacket, I think I'd rather go without my jacket. They get a pounding to the stomach.
That's fun.
Is that how they do it at Dallas Christian, Bobby?
That's sweet of her. He's not accepting it. See, he wants to get hit.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, I don't think that's how they do it at Dallas Christian.
That's where Bobby's kid plays football on Friday nights.
Oh.
Well, after the walk-off, Sachse will scrimmage from their own 12. Anthony Bertrand is still in there at quarterback. In shotgun. Handoff. That's KJ Williams for a short gain to the 24.
25, KJ Williams.
Sachse just wanting to run that clock, which will read 9 minutes and 3 seconds.
it's really a good job by Coach Barron getting these other guys out there, getting them some experience. So when their name is called that they really need to play, they're ready to play. It's not like it's been the first time that they've got it done. The ball's out and loose.
Well, hard tackle of Williams. He lost the ball, and he is flat on his chest, and he really got hit hard. He got flipped in the air, and this may be a fairly serious injury. Forget what happened to the football. KJ has been injured and is getting the attention of both teams' trainers. We may have a replay on this, we may not. We'll wait and see, but he looked like he got flipped in the air in midair. A really hard hit. Here's a replay. No, he just got, oh, he got bent back. Wow. That's a hard shot. Mesquite has not quit here in the fourth quarter, obviously.
It was interesting, but it didn't look like anything got caught up, which is good. It looks like he just really got flipped over.
He may have a sore back for a couple of days.
Yeah, but nothing looked like to me that no feet or anything got caught up and put him in a bind. So
they got him rolled over onto his back, which is any movement at all is a good sign. Here's that replay again. Yeah, there just happened to be a defender down low, and it just flipped him back over the defender.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be okay on that.
Yeah, again, he's going to be sore. I probably would be out for the season.
I just hope he's okay.
Bobby, are you a doctor? Our director has asked.
No, I'm just saying it didn't look like anything got caught. Now, he could be. I just hope that nothing's wrong, but
we have somebody talking in our ear that's pretty funny. Folks that you can't hear, unfortunately. Okay, and they rolled him over to his back, and now KJ is still resting and being talked to. Why don't we take a timeout? 8:40, fourth quarter, Sachse 61, Mesquite nothing on GRS TV. Well, as you can see, KJ Williams has been helped to the sideline, and that's good news. Just letting him go off the field, walk off on his own power like that is a good sign, Bobby. Had to have a little bit of help on either side, but he walked most of that way on his own.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. This sport is very tough.
Handoff around right end and almost a face mask, but out of bounds about the 15, 16-yard line.
You know, I was reading the other day that the Canadian League has stopped all padded practices for their football teams. So they only can wear pads and tackle during the games and not even have any padded practices anymore. So, you know, it's a physical sport. And
well, it's sad that the league had to tell them to stop doing it. You'd think the teams would figure it out on their own, but you know what I'm saying? They don't need padded practices when you think about it. Just practice, get ready, and you don't necessarily need to hit during the week. Some is needed, absolutely.
Yeah, if you don't, then you have people that really don't know how to tackle.
You know what I like about you, Bobby? You disagree with me, but I couldn't get you to argue with me. So you went quiet on me. Yeah. That was your way of saying, Scott, I don't agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to get conditioned to wearing all of that equipment for one thing. I mean,
yeah, even if you don't hit, wear the equipment.
Yeah, you got 20 pounds of equipment that you got to lug around.
When you run after practice, yep.
You got to just get used to it. The helmets, everything, and you know, we have defenses that don't know how to tackle anymore, a lot of it, because of, you know, you just never get any hitting time anymore. And I agree with a lot of it. I don't agree that you should be doing Oklahoma drill every practice, you know, but there is something to be said about getting yourself in the right position.
Skeeters, 1st and 10 at the 40, still trying to avoid the shutout. Still have their starting quarterback in there. There's a handoff, pretty good hole up the middle. We're below 7.5 minutes left in this one. Darius Turner carried for 7. Now make it 6.
Number 32.
Each team with all 3 of their timeouts, not like they're interested in using them at this point.
2nd down, Skeeters.
It's been all Sachse.
Yeah,
41-0 at the half, right, Bob?
I believe it was, yeah. 41-0.
Going kind of easy on them here in the second half so far. Turner looking to turn the corner.
Around the far side.
Sachse just too quick on the pursuit.
James White was right there, 6'1", 190 junior.
For the defense.
Out there on the side.
The second team Sachse defense is doing the job. Seeing a few different numbers out there in the orange tops. Tops, that's not a guy tops. Orange jerseys.
Their outfits?
No, they're not outfits. They're uniforms.
My wife says they're outfits.
I'm sure she does. 35, Mesquite.
Oh!
Just trying to run the clock out.
Bam!
Sachse stuffs that run.
Come and get you some.
Turner again, and another familiar number, Yarborough, Clark Yarborough. Boy, they're all like clones. 6'1", 250 goes Yarborough. They're all about the same size. Boy, their second team linemen look as good as the first teamers.
Oh, I mean, they are just dominating.
They all seem to wear a number in the 90s for one thing, so they all look alike to begin with. Anywhere from 90 to 99, we've seen all night long making the tackles. The linebackers for Sachse have probably made, what, 1/8 of the tackles tonight. If that's it.
Sanders in the punt for the Skeeters.
Yeah,
Back to
front
receive,
line,
21.
that group of 4 up front have done a great job tonight.
And they're about 7 or 8 deep also. Here's a high, pretty good distance on that punt. Caught.
Hold that ball tight.
Sanders will finally be down at the 21 as he tried to dance his way for more. Sachse will try and run the clock out now with 5:09 remaining, leading 61-0. Again, our next game, our only game this coming week, will be Thursday night. Bobby and I will bring you Rowlett hosting Keller Fossil Ridge at HBJ, 7 o'clock. Chance to see the Eagles for the first time. And then District will start the next week, and we'll have games here every Thursday and Friday night. Bobby and I will do the Thursday night games.
Personal foul. Number 63, personal foul. Number 36, penalties offset. First down.
Yeah, I see quite a bit of talking going on out there now. You know, each player is getting a little chippy. Nobody likes to get skunked like that, and then some of the kids that on the winning side want to talk a little bit, and so you start getting flags coming out.
Bertrand is still the quarterback. Carry over left guard.
Brooks with the carry.
And
Washington with the
who
carry.
was that?
Brooks,
masked man.
is it Torrey Washington?
Looked like Torrey Washington, number 38. Yep, that's Torrey. Had that long touchdown run after checking in earlier this quarter. Pretty good gain there of 5, 2nd and 5.
He looks to be like a pretty good little running back there.
4.5 minutes left.
He's a junior, so he's got this year and next year.
We also saw Carter carry a couple of times before Washington took over. Another simple give for nothing.
There's all those letter jackets they were getting initiated into.
Yeah, it's a lot of letter jackets.
That's a lot of fun.
Evening too, I might add. Some
Well,
of those will not stay on for long.
It's a fun day when you get your letter jacket, though, man. It's
Pounded
really
into your stomach.
Yeah.
Third down for the Mustangs.
Never seen that tradition before. 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs. Trying to use all of that play clock, 3:50 and counting on the big clock.
Yeah, there's still 11 seconds on the play clock, so they're just going to let it run down.
Bertrand, another handoff.
Washington out across the 30.
I think he gets the first down right there.
Torrey Washington, and it depends on the mark. He might be a little bit short here, Bobby. I think he's a half-yard short.
Pretty close.
To where they're not even going to measure it at this point. They're just going to say 4th and short. I would expect Sachse to run this clock all the way down, this play clock.
They gave it to him first down.
Did they? Wow, that was generous. Yeah, you figure why not measure it? Well, if it wasn't 61-0, they might have measured it. Well, this way Sachse has a chance to run this clock out. We're at 3 minutes and counting right now. Bertrand trying to eat up that play clock, which went down to 5. Again, Washington busted outside.
He's going.
He's got some speed to midfield before he's tackled from behind.
Midfield. About 16 Childs on the defense. First down, Mustangs.
I see the replay. Washington's really good at busting it out. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was intended to go right up the middle. Good speed to get that to the outside.
Yeah, quick. He just jump kicked out there too. It's very nice instincts.
Again, working that play clock is Bertrand.
It feels like it's taken forever when you're a quarterback sitting up there and you're ready for the play.
New runner, by the way, Carter, back in.
You know, you're just sitting back there, and you don't want to sit there too long because your guys will jump off sides because they're sitting in that stance for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I would almost wait to put the lineman down.
But they don't do it. You know, we used to get in a huddle, you know, and you could wait. But now they go and they get their signals from the sideline, and so the linemen go ahead and get down in their stance about 20 seconds left on the play clock.
So, Bobby, did you play at Dallas Christian?
I did not. I played at Trinity Christian in Cedar Hill.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew it was a private school. I couldn't remember which one. I played at Trinity Christian Addison.
Fun times. When you have a great experience playing ball or sports, and you get to learn so much from good coaches that instill a lot of character into you, you know, that's just why so many people still love it as grown adults, and they love to watch it, and they love their kids playing it because they've had a great experience when they were kids. And so, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it, and that's probably why I still enjoy watching and doing a lot of the sport myself.
1 minute and counting. Sachse with a 3rd and 3 after that Carter gain of 5. 10 on the play clock. Another handoff, pretty much the same
right
play
there.
over and over, first down, and you're right, now they only have to run a play or two, and it'll be over. Matthew Carter picks up the first down.
Stop by Childs on the defense.
A little quickness out of these backup running backs, Carter and Washington. Washington more of a perimeter player, Carter right up the gut.
So this is 3 games in a row that they've held. They've either had a shutout or only 3 points has been scored on them.
6.
6 points have been scored on them.
They gave up 6 in one game and 2 shutouts in the other 2 games.
That's amazing.
So this will mean that Sachse, I'll do the math, 61-0 tonight. 155-6. Sachse has outscored their 3 opponents, as that'll be the final play of the ball game. Another easy win for the Mustangs. Again, a reminder, our next game 1 week from tonight at HBJ. Bobby George and I will bring you Rowlett hosting Keller Fossil Ridge with a 7 o'clock start. Sachse 3-0, ranked 10th in the state. Who knows, they might move up in that poll. They're also ranked 3rd in the area going to next week, as Mesquite falls to 1-2 on the season. Bobby, enjoyed our first game of the year together, and we will see you next Thursday night.
All right, 61-0, Sachse.
Easy win for the Mustangs, 41-0 at the half, 20 in the second half, 61-0. Thanks to Bobby George, thanks to our entire crew who does such a great job here at GRS Television with the live action and the replays. And Glad you were with us tonight for this big Sachse victory. So from Williams Stadium, again, reminder, our final score, Sachse 61, Mesquite nothing. I'm Scott Powell. So long, everybody.